duo, but aside from making us laugh on screen endlessly, Dawn French has become a firm favourite on our bookshelves as well, with 3 best-selling novels.
And as she releases her latest book, Enough, she's joining us now on the sofa.
Hi,
Good
guys.
morning.
Hi,
Good morning.
lovely to
What's
see
the
you.
coldest and wettest you've ever been at work?
Oh, well, yeah, certainly not as cold and wet as that. Poor Jeff. Poor chap.
So, Dawn, tell us a little bit about the book. I compared it to Tuesdays with Maury, which is another book that I've read, which is about kind of all those big questions that you have in life, but without being depressing.
Yeah. Oh, no. You know, I set out to write a life-affirming book, if I could, about a difficult subject. And so my character at the beginning of the book is, she's called Etta, and she's 68 years old. And she takes her family, her son, her daughter-in-law, and her granddaughter down to the beach, which is near their home, and she sits them on the beach at sunrise and explains to them that she won't be there by sunset, that she's had enough, which is why that's the title of the book. But by enough, she doesn't mean I've had enough of life. She means that I've had a really good life. I've had enough of everything. And so this is my time to go, because I don't want to give you, my kids, the burden of what it is going to be like as I get older. Now, that's what she sets out to do. So she's thinking of taking her life by the end of that day, and she gives her kids this one day. It all takes place in 24 hours. And the rest of the book is basically the argument of her family to dissuade her from that. But in amongst it all, you know, my challenge, as I say to myself, is how can I make this joyful? How can I, Dawn, be persuaded away from this plot? And how can Etta, who has made her mind up that that's what she's going to do? And, you know, when you have made your mind up about something and you think that it's absolutely the right thing, it's very hard to climb down off a decision, isn't it, for all of us?
Yeah.
Well, that decision as well is such a final decision.
Yeah.
And it's something that you've experienced because you lost your father.
It is.
And I'd imagine that that experience has massively informed a lot of this.
It definitely has. You know, I mean, I need to make it clear that what happened with my dad, who took his own life, sadly, when I was 19, but my dad had terrible depressive interludes in his life. Very different to this woman, who is well. She's mentally well, she's physically well, which is why it's so shocking to her family. But yes, because of what happened to my dad, I guess I've had a lifetime of processing what happened. You know, when I was 19, of course, I was furious and angry and confused and full of grief. And I think as I've grown older and tried to understand, mental ill health, which I do understand, then you forgive. And then also I have really thought, this subject is something we need to talk about and not put all the shame and all that kind of taboo stuff. I mean, back in the day, this was illegal, it was sinful, it was, you know, there were so many things. Absolutely not. And so, I'm the living proof that you can get through something like this and that you need to talk about it to understand it.
But I wonder how many times over the years, Dawn, you've had the conversation with yourself, which would have been, what could I have said that might have meant that he didn't do it? Absolutely. Because, you know, blame is everywhere around this subject. You know, it's like, what if we had noticed? Why didn't I see? What could we have done? And my mum lived with a certain amount of that as well. But that's why the more we talk about it, and everyone's experience is different and everyone's reason is different. You know, my dad was an incredibly engaged dad, a cheerful man. But he had these black dogs, you know, and when they came, he'd take to his bed and it was very deep and dark. But as kids, we didn't even know that. You know, what we had was a great, fun dad for most of the time, you know. But Etta, in here, has made a decision, and that is a tricky old thing to do, isn't it?
It's so interesting how you talk about it like that, though, and the more you shine a light on something, the less taboo it all becomes.
I agree.
And the more we can kind of engage with each other.
Yeah. And, you know, it's about the value of life as well. And in a way, one of the subjects I wanted to think about with this book is whether, you know, who does your life belong to? Does it belong to you? Do you have agency over everything in your life? Control, which many of us, certainly including me, want control over everything. Or when you have kids, does your life a little bit belong to them? And they have a say in what happens. And so, you know, throughout this book, which takes place, as I say, over 24 hours, they have a lot to say about their place in this decision.
Well, one thing that my kids are going to be very happy about is the fact that you and Jennifer Saunders are going to be doing the panto.
Correct.
Oh,
You've got that right,
ladies and gentlemen. This, to me, I take them every year.
Do you?
Before Christmas, and that means that Christmas has started.
I agree.
And we go
to the Palladium.
To the Palladium.
There is nothing like a Palladium panto.
Are you excited?
It is just the best. I mean, panto a while back was a bit of a dead place, wasn't it? And then suddenly it's just been infused with all the great scripts, great people on stage. You know, the Palladium panto has Julian Clary in the middle of it.
In full regalia.
And sometimes in 13 outfits, some of which have to be lowered down onto him from the ceiling.
And mortgage.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got, you know, and Nigel Havers and Paul Zerdin and Rob Madge. And it's just, and of course, you know, they came to us and said, I've done it twice before. Jennifer's done it once.
She was Captain Hook.
She was Captain Hook.
You've done it on your own.
We've done it on our own separately. And then, of course, they're doing Cinderella. Obviously. Obviously, we've got to be ugly sisters. And that was hilarious because, of course, they came to us at the beginning and said, will you play the sisters? Yeah, well, what are you trying to say? And they said, well, because we don't want you to feel that it's denigrating. And I went, no, we're ugly. This is exactly what, that's where the fun will be. You know, I can't wait.
Have you got ideas already?
Well, there's a little dash of Kardashian coming
Of course.
in.
There has to be.
Begging for it, isn't it?
Oh, I can't wait. It's only May. I can't wait.
I know.
No, she said that.
What is that moment like? Because you've been doing the podcast, you're going to do some more of the podcast
yes,
with
I do a podcast called Titting About with Jennifer.
Of course.
I've said it. Sorry. And that is really, you know, Jennifer and I just love spending time together. So we get together to have a little go at that every now and again. We just finished it. That's the 7th series of that. Yeah.
What I was going to say was, what is it about her? Because you've said she's the person in the world that makes you laugh more than anything else. What is it that she has that sort of just captures you?
Look, we met at college, and when I met Jennifer, she's very different to me in many ways, and yet we're very similar in other ways. But when I met her, she was very confident, very beautiful, a bit sort of enigmatic, and I arrived at college, you know, bouncing and full of everything, and I'm completely wrong mixture with her. And I remember thinking, oh no, she's out of my league. She won't be my friend. Then the flat became available, which both of us wanted. And I remember when I got a place in that flat, which 7 of us shared together, and I found out she was also going to be, and I thought, oh, no, not her. But, you know, cut to a week later, we're best mates. And honestly, I just love the bones of her. And we've known each other for so long now. You know, we've been through births and deaths and illnesses and everything together. So the love is very strong. So the friendship is more important than anything else, frankly.
Would you ever do another show together?
Yeah, you know, we talk about it all the time and then we go off and do other things and forget. But we've got a few ideas for things, and I would never say never, but we're just too busy, and that's the only problem.
That's a lovely problem to have.
Yeah,
it's the right problem, exactly, can't complain.
And you've got another series of Can You Keep a Secret?
Yes!
As well.
Honestly, I'm so pleased about that, because this was a bit of a risk, you know. It's a strange little sitcom with Mark Heap and Craig Roberts and Mandip Gill. And, of course, it's written by Simon Mayhew Archer, who is the son of Paul Mayhew Archer, who co-wrote The Vicar of Dibley. So I'm that age where I'm working with the children of the people I worked with before. Oh, blimey.
But also in the writing, you can... Because doesn't his dad have Parkinson's?
Yeah, his dad has Parkinson's.
Right.
His real dad has Parkinson's, Paul does. Yeah. And so Simon has permission. He has the agency to write that, really.
Yeah.
And it's about the unfairness of what happens with insurance and stuff. And, of course, the character is declared dead by a COVID-averse doctor who stays at a distance, declares that he's dead, writes out the certificate, and then he wakes up. And so they decide that they might as well cash in on the insurance, spend that, give that to their kids for their mortgage, and put him up in the loft. He doesn't go out much anyway, so they think, well, why not, you know? And it's good because really it's about a family.
That's what we're all drawn to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dawn, thank you for popping in and seeing us. It's so lovely.
Dawn's book, Enough, is out now.
Yes, today.
Congratulations.
And I have to tell you that my heart and soul is in that book.
You can tell.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you so much.